Hey, what's up, Vitaly? This is going to be a quick demo video for you for your Magic of Myth Loop Saber from Veracity Labs in 7 chambers, and of course you've got the Veracity Labs crystal chamber up here. So let's go over my desk, take a look at this guy, and we'll get it out and mail to you tomorrow. Thanks. All right, Vitaly, we've got your Magic of Myth MoM Saber here from Veracity Labs in 7 chambers, installed with the crystal chamber from Veracity Labs. All right, so this is a 2-button setup, front being power, back being auxiliary. This particular saber gives me a little bit of PTSD when somebody asks me to do it, because I've done so many, and this saber's gone through a few different iterations. Like, one of the first things I think about is, all right, is that saber going to come with a helper board, which thankfully yours did. Is that helper board going to work? Because sometimes, you know, in the past I've had a lot of trouble with them. Fortunately, on this one, I think this is one of the new models that you picked up, actually, because you had the brand new helper board. Your switches are on springs, which is something that I have never seen before on this saber. So it's actually very nice to have these on springs. Works out very nice. So everything's good here. Your red and green LEDs work, that I'll show you here in a second. Your clamp card, I made sure to keep it stiff so it wouldn't fall out, but you want to take your thumb here and just push back on the upper part and slide it back. When you do that, it will expose your reveal board and your little kill switch right here. We're not going to pop that quite yet, but that's how you get to the kill switch. All right, and then close it like that. Coming over here, if you ever need to get to the board, I've got your KSith font LS6 on here for now. There is a copy of the config file on the SD card, but you would just take this piece off right here. That exposes your board, so you've got access to your SD card and your micro USB. We're using stock pogo pins for the speaker. You've got a 1.3 millimeter recharge port right there. And then this is your speaker pod. This is a 28 millimeter Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker. I, of course, used the vented pommel that has the hidden vents. You also have a pommel in your box that has the vents cut out right on it, so you can see that. And then you have a static pommel as well. All right, so we're gonna put that back on here. Just screw it down tight. You will need a recessed blade for this guy. So this has 2 sets actually of KR Sabers V4 Eco Pixels. This is one, all right, and it's set up for a recessed blade. So what you want to do is you'll come over here and you'll don't unscrew this piece. Unscrew this piece right here. All right, you want to unscrew this. When you take that off, that will expose your blade retention screw, which I don't have in here right now. It's in a baggie in the saber box, but that will go right here. You actually have 2 of them in case you lose one. So that will expose that. You'll want to back that out, put your recessed blade in. You could slide your blade right through this guy, put it in, and then slap this back down. But before you put that back on, you'll want to tighten that back up. It's very important that before you put this piece and screw it back onto the emitter, that you have that grub screw for your blade retention engaged all the way into the blade. Otherwise, this will get jammed up. All right, please be careful for that. So yeah, that is set up for a recessed blade. I don't have one to test right now, so I'm just going to fire it up for you. I'm assuming you probably have one laying around, being that you have, you know, like 800 sabers. So to get to the main feature of this saber, we just want to unscrew the grenade section. I went ahead and I put some thread grease on here for you. That's what that is. It'll wear off over time. I just want it to go on and off easily. But you have a blade PCB in there that doesn't come out, of course. That makes connection with this other KR Sabers V4 Eco Pixel. All right. This particular chamber, it comes in here and it screws into the threads and you lock it down. Now, I hand cranked it as tight as I could, but every so often what you'll want to do when you take the grenade section off, just come over here and just give it a little snug, just as a sanity check. All right, I didn't glue anything down. I don't like doing that if I don't have to. So this is your chamber. It's a beautiful chamber by Veracity Labs. This is their new version. This is the first new version of this that I've done. The older version looks exactly like this, except for I believe these black pieces here are just bare aluminum. These are slightly different colors. So yeah, there are a few changes here, but this went together just as beautifully as the last one did. Some filing here and there, but that's to be expected with all of these pieces. All right, so what I did here was put a real quartz crystal in here for you. That has its own Neopixel accent. Up in this area, up in here, I put, I have a 3-pixel strip. I've got 2 of them back to back. It's exactly like how you'd build a blade. All right, so back to back, diffused, and then slid up in here. I did put some brass mesh here to cover these 2 openings. All right, so this does something different. This does something different. All right, and then the blade, of course, does its own thing. So if we were to come over here, slide this down with our finger, flip the kill switch.
I'll never turn to the dark side.
Slide this back. I'll turn this light off. I did send you a video of this already, but just to show you again, you've got your red and green LEDs going in your control box. This is the cave scene sequence. Hopefully you can tell your crystal is doing a little something different than this up here until we come over here and hit power. Now I made this blink, or pulse rather, and the red will stay on. The crystal goes to matching the blade, and then this does a little something different up here just to show you that there's some different animations going on up there, but it lights up all around here. It looks very cool. And of course this is all lit up, right? You've got twist off there. That's what the chamber looks like, of course, with the grill section or the grenade section off. Beautiful chamber. I'm glad that you went with this. Special shout out to Lewis when I reached out to him last week, asked to purchase one of these. This was on my doorstep within 3 days. So quite impressive customer service there. All right, we'll screw. So when you go to screw the grenade section on, make sure you don't cross thread it. You want to take your time, screw it on. Everything in there is a bit of a tight fit, but it does go. You just, if you feel any resistance, back off of it, try it again. All right, so now that everything is tightened up, we can come over here and hit power. Now we've got power to our blade, right? Auxiliary back here. And we turn it off, or twist off. And then when you're done with it, we'll turn it on one more time. Come over here and flip the switch, and it kills power just like it should. All right, pretty easy to operate. A little difficult to install. It's not difficult, just very tedious. This saber and this crystal chamber takes a long time to put together properly. But anyways, that is your Luke MoM from Veracity Labs and 7 chambers. I hope that you like the way that came out. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll get this and your other saber out to you by tomorrow. Thanks, man.